We just gonna go ahead and go live with it, man. No intro, nothing, man. What up, Rogue Wolf?
What's happening, Duro? My dog. What's happening, bro?
Man, it's all love, man. I'm
What's
glad that you here, bro. Know
Right
what I
on, bro.
mean?
Thanks for having me, bro. Right on.
For
Anytime,
sure.
bro. We can talk dogs anytime, bro.
Yes, sir. That's what it's about, man. It's about these dogs. Man, for the people who don't know, don't know you, tell me a little bit about Road Wolf Project and what you trying to. What's your ultimate goal?
So my goal now is just great dogs every time. Every time I produce dogs, I produce some great dogs every time.
Mm-hmm.
My goal when I first started was to produce a new breed of dog when I first started it. Um, but shit changed, and shit changed. Like as you get dogs, as you get better, your goals are going to change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If
That's
you
right.
really, if you know what I'm saying, if you really trying to get better every time, your goals going to change a little bit. You know what I mean? The direction might change a little bit, and that's what happened with me. I started out. I was breeding pit bulls. I had a bunch of Eli dogs, and my life started changing. I started traveling more. I started moving around, and my dogs were fire, bro. They were fire. But as I travel, I'm by myself most of the time. I'm usually by myself
Mm-hmm.
when I'm moving around. And I knew I wanted something that was a little less people friendly. So as I'm moving around, I was already really good at producing dogs because I did a ton of other breeds. I probably bred 20 other breeds in my lifetime. But but as I'm moving around, I wanted something that was a little less people friendly. So I knew how to put it together, what I needed, and I found these dogs, these males, and I had a dog because I kind of went into band dogs for a little while. I
Mm-hmm.
had a dog that was probably 7/8 Eli and like an eighth Corso, something like that. Because I had these dogs for generations, and I took that male. The guy who I met, he had a farm and he had miles. He let me breed my male to his female, and I got a bunch of the puppies. And I
Mm-hmm.
got exactly what I was looking for in that. I kept all my drive. Now this is 10 years ago. This is like before the term bull herder. I had ever even heard the term bull herder. And I got a super dope dog, but and I knew I wanted more like her. I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more size. So I found a dog that fit everything that she was as a dog, but also gave me that size. And I got her son. Now in between that breeding and her, I bred her a few other times, right? She does have other sons, but like I said, as I got better, the goals changed, and it kind of just turned into okay. I don't necessarily need a breed per se. I really need to produce dogs. If you say you got a dog from Rogue, if you say you got a Rogue Wolf dog, it needs to meet this criteria. And
Okay.
that's kind of my goal every time is to get better and better, closer and closer to producing that consistently throughout a litter. You know what I'm saying? Throughout my litter. So um and that's where we are, and that's how I am where I'm at today.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that
Now,
brings us to where we are today.
now, when you say criteria, like what's some of the things you mean? Just for people who don't, what I'm saying, maybe not understand.
So, understanding that I have to give these dogs, like understanding that eventually these dogs will go to the public. I can't keep all of them. Understanding that I know they gotta have good nerves, right? I want them to be like a utility dog. One of the dopest dogs that I ever owned was a Greater Swiss Mountain Dogs. They don't get talked about enough, but I got it from a farm. The miles that I use, they also came from a farm too. So I was kind of, I really like these utility dogs that could do everything. I'm from St. Louis, and back in the 90s, dogs would live on a chain in the front yard, right? You know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
would kill raccoons. They would go to the beach with the family on the weekends. They might fight a dog in the garage. You know what I'm saying? They could do it all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so my goal was to kind of like get back to that dog where the whole family loved it. It was good with the kids. The dog that you can take to do bite work, you can go play frisbee with in the park. The dog you can play frisbee with in the park or catch a hog. You know what I'm saying? If
I
you
got
want
to
to go hunting
second
and
that.
retrieve ducks, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, um, So I wanted to produce dogs that were tested in a way that was like that would prove that over and over, that prove that could produce dogs like that over and over. As I got, the more and more I got into it, the less I cared about how they looked. Really, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They still look good. Don't get me wrong. They still look good. But going into it, you know what I'm saying? When you're trying to create a breed, then the breed has to be more recognized. And really, I don't care about that. Really, you know what I'm saying? It has to be more recognizable. You know what I'm saying? But so, and the more I got into it, the more I realized I don't care about that. I just want, whenever people to say that's a rogue wolf dog, people going to expect that motherfucker to be. They're gonna expect it to be fire.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Let's do something a little fun, Ro, before we get back into the into the show. I want to do a rapid fire with Rogue Wolf, and I want you to just pretty much just say the first thing to come to mind. Don't think too much. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
I got some fun Johns up first, and then we're gonna get into the dog. So I'm gonna hit you like this: coffee or energy drinks?
Energy drink.
The mountains or the city?
The mountains.
A show dog or a working dog?
Working dog.
Your biggest pet peeve in the dog world?
Man. Oh man. Let's come back to that one. That's a good question. I do want to talk about that one. Let's come back to that one though. We'll talk about that one. Yeah.
All right. What's one opinion you have that always starts with an argument when it comes to the dogs?
Pit bulls are not the greatest dogs of all time. I don't even want to say it out loud. Those might be mad when they hear me say that shit. I don't even want to say it out
loud. and so let me ask you this. This is not written down in my notes here, but why do you think people think pit bulls is not the best dogs?
I think people do think pit bulls are most working dog people will say pit bulls are the greatest dogs of all times. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. I think because of the stories, you know what I'm saying, they hear about, you know. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know their argument. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But when I oppose that, it makes so many people so mad. You know, even though I might have valid points, but you know.
So let me ask you, what's one thing that you changed your mind about over the years as far as your breeding program?
I do not need to sell dogs. That selling dogs is not a part of it. Selling dogs is not a part of it for me.
Okay.
It happens. It's going to happen. I'm going to do it. But it is not on my mind when I breed dogs, when I'm making dogs.
So you're a dog man that breeds for himself, for real.
For real. Yeah, I understand. I gotta get rid. I understand that I gotta get rid of some, but that is not what I'm thinking about when I'm getting ready to breed dogs. When I'm ready to put two together, you know what I'm saying. It's not the, you know what I'm saying. It's not the goal. If I only have 3 in the litter and I don't have to sell any, perfect. You know what I'm saying. If I could go that way for the next 20 years, perfect. You know what I mean. But that's the thing, is that that's the thing that has changed. I do not have to sell dogs.
Okay, I like that, man. I like that one. That's strong right there. Let me ask you this question. If you could spend one day talking dogs with any legendary breeder, who would it be?
Oh, man. Let's see. Sheesh. Oh, man. Man. I think for me personally, I know like most people who might hear this might, you know what I'm saying, it would be probably some pit bull breeder. But for me, if we are gonna only talk dogs, just dogs in general, it would probably be Lee Robinson.
Okay. All right. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one. He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Last one, and we get back into the interview, is what's the most overrated trait in breeding?
I think even though I think it's highly necessary for working dogs, I think currently the most overrated trait is prey drive.
Mm.
I think people think that prey drive equates to a great dog overall, and so often it doesn't. It doesn't. It's a thin line between high prey drive and nerviness. You know what I mean? And it's a thin line between great prey drive and clarity too. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
um, so I think even though it does do, when it's used right, it does great things. But I think it's overrated because too many people who don't really understand how to use it have it, and and then they go and breed, and there's so many dogs with high prey drive, not enough people who with enough understanding to handle those dogs.
Mm. Okay, I like that. So the people. So let me ask you this. So you got working dogs. So
Hmm.
when say a person just scrolling on your Instagram is like, oh my gosh, a cute puppy, you know, how do you go about like telling them this one might not be for you?
I just keep it real. I'll ask them some questions. I ask them a ton of questions. We have a ton of conversation. I'll see how much of my stuff have you seen? Like, what all do you know about the dogs? And then what's their history with dogs? These days it's pretty easy to go and see, like, go look at their Instagram and see how their dogs live, and see what's going on. And so if I do have a puppy in the litter that might be able to fit their lifestyle, then I'll do it. But if I don't, then I'm not. I don't need to sell the dogs that bad to just put it in the hands. And I learned that the hard way. You're right. You know what I'm saying? I learned that by selling dogs to people who
Mm-hmm.
I thought would be good for the dog. People who are pretty decent dog men and women. You know what I'm saying? They're just not at
Mm-hmm.
a place yet where they know what to do with certain dogs. And I learned that, like I said, I learned it the hard way. And now I know what questions to ask. Um, and like I said, selling the dog ain't my priority, so it's easy to just
Mm-hmm.
turn down the money.
Okay. Okay. I got you. So you also is into decoy dogs, right? Can you hear me, Road? Oh, we lost Road. You come back on. What up, chat? What's that word? So says Dan, brotherhood, sisterhood, everybody that's in here. Salute.
My bad, bro. My bad.
It's all good. We lost you for a minute, but you back.
Yeah, yeah. What were you saying though? I can't see the chat.
Can you hear me, Road?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, cool, cool.
So I said, so you into decoy dogs, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So, in your opinion and with your experience, what exactly is a decoy dog and what traits make a good decoy dog?
Uh, so by decoy dog, I'm assuming you mean like sport dog,
Yes, sir.
right? Yeah, okay, sport dog. I think so. Me personally, uh, I like for my dogs to feel more on the personal protection side,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to act like I'm the voice for sport dogs. There's people who are probably more versed than me in sport dogs. But from what I see, working with them every weekend, seeing them every weekend, I think it takes high prey drive. It takes high energy, and that's really. I mean, you can get a pretty decent sport dog, just from my estimation, from my observation, with high prey drive. I mean, that's really because it's really just about playing the game with them. And you kind of see those. You can kind of see that out the wound, um, with some of the better dogs that are suited for that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I definitely agree,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, Dallas. I'm breeding for more like real life. You know what I mean? I mean, and that's down to everything. Not to cut you off, Duro, my bad. That's down to everything. That's down to like, I know I do a lot of. I'm outside a lot. My dogs need to have long legs in order to endure that, right? So I think about all of that kind of shit before I put dogs
that
together.
that's great, bro. That is really great. Because I was gonna ask you next, how much of a working dog ability is genetics versus training in the environment? You know what I'm saying? Because some dogs
Yeah,
are just trained for the environment, not the real life
yeah,
stuff. So, you know what I mean?
yeah. I think it. So a little bit of it depends on the work, what the work is, and it's probably about. So, in the best dog in the litter, right? In the best dog in the litter, it's probably 70 genetics, 30 everything else. And that goes down as you go down in the litter, right? Every dog ain't the best dog in the litter, right? Every
Right.
dog, it probably won't go down to like negative, right? 40, 60, right? If it's 40 genetics, 60, it probably won't go down that far. But
Right.
if you're breeding decently, if you're breeding right, it probably won't go down that far. But it goes down some as you go, and then you can probably get up to like, 60 40, 60 genetics, 40 handling, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
you can take a dog that might be pretty good if you give it some time, right? His brother is dope at 6 months old. He's pretty good at 6 months old, but give him a year and a half in the right hands, the end product will still be pretty nice. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? But the
I
genetics got to
do.
be there too. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but yeah, but that's kind of how I look at it. I think so. If the genetics are great, it might be 80-20, right? 80 genetics, 20 handling in that top one or two dogs in the litter, and then it
Yep.
goes down. It goes down from there.
Right. Yep. That's awesome, man.
Right on, bro.
Let me ask you this, man. What's some of the everybody wants to be a breeder right now? It seems like a trend. So what are some of the biggest breeding mistakes you see happening today in today's dog world? What's some of the biggest mistakes?
The absolute biggest mistake today has always been the biggest mistake ever since I've been in it, bro, and that's not being in it for the dogs.
Mhm.
Because where money goes is trendy, right? You know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna stick around for very long, unless, I mean, there are certain breeds that you might be able to get into where, like the pit bull is kind of holding up. You know what I'm saying? It's able to sell, but what kills it is people breeding for money. They're not breeding to create better dogs, to preserve a breed. Not that everybody should be breeding to preserve a breed. I don't think that, but to preserve good genetics, people aren't doing that. Too many people aren't
Right.
doing that. Too many people want whatever is currency from the dog, whether that's money, whether that's popularity, whether that's
Yep.
followers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
too many people want that stuff, and they'll do whatever. They'll just kind of breed towards whatever gets them that, and
Yes.
before you know it, the dogs are fucked up and the person's gone, and they might have made
Yep.
some money for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or whatever, and then, you know, I think everybody I know who has always kept the dogs in mind, they've been here for a long time and they're still here. You know what I'm saying? Even like
Yep.
newer people who are here now, the ones who, like, I can see that they always keep the dogs in mind.
Mhm.
You never see them in anything that's beneath them. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And the dogs are looking good every time I see them. You know what I mean? Every time I see
Mhm.
them, I'm like, man, the motherfucker's looking good.
That's what I think a true dog man is. A dog man that keeps the dogs first and the profit last on the list. I feel like that's the dog man that's gonna have the longevity, because that's how the old school dog man was. It wasn't about
Yeah,
the money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, bro. I love my dogs, bro. I love it. I love them, each and every one of them. And I also have enough respect for them. I have enough respect for nature to be like, okay, if I'm gonna be producing these things, I need to make sure that I have enough respect for them when I do it. And if you focus on that, you can't even think about making money off of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't even think about going into the direction of the money. You know what I'm saying? If the money happen to be in your lane, then yeah, get the money. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not, then you're gonna fold eventually. It's gonna get beneath you eventually. So
I agree. I definitely agree. So I just wanted to add one more thing to that, because I think the biggest misconception with a lot of younger dog men coming up is the money, and being able to produce dogs for profit. And I feel like that's why
popularity,
or popularity, absolutely. And I think that's why I'm already about health, but I like program development, because I like for you to build your yard more so than to just breed, recklessly. Like, oh, I got this one, I went out and got that one, I'm about to breed her with this one. Like, I'd rather it be you build something with the good genetics that you have versus just trying to do any old thing because you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When I breed a dog, like, I understand that I got, an opportunity to have the absolute best of the best put together, right? Why not do that? Why not do that? And if I got to do something else just to make some money, then it ain't worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, I love my dogs individually. I don't just love dogs. You know what I'm saying? I love each and every one of them individually enough to really check them out, to really see who's breed worthy, to make sure that what I add to their family is just the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what nature would do. Nature wouldn't go get a sick dog and the lead dog over here. That shit ain't happening. It ain't happening. You know what I mean? So, and having respect for that, like I said, I don't even think about money or popularity or what nobody else is doing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I like it. I salute it when I see it, but it don't move me one way or the other. When I see other bull herder types, I love them. You know what I'm saying? They not my competition. You know what I'm saying? They not, you know what I'm saying? We just doing the same thing, sort of, you know what I mean? So, so.
I like that. I like how this is flowing, because this is going right into my next questions. And so my next question for you is, how do you, Rogue Wolf, how do you evaluate a dog before deciding that it deserves or needs to be bred to be preserved, or to be, because you breed for yourself, which is honorable.
Yep.
So and how do you decide that?
So it's a few things. I test them in the ways that are true to how I live, right? But I'm also, and that includes testing their nerves, their ability to do things fun too, right? Their ability to their drive for games, for play with me, right? I like a dog that is easy to communicate with. And when you have a dog that you can really go out with, like, I want to play, like, I like to just be out in the park playing frisbee with my dogs. When I got a dog that understands that game, I can communicate with it. Even if he's the only one in the litter, he might be put ahead of the other puppies as far as who I'm going to keep, right? Because it's easier to communicate with him. I like a tough dog. I like a dog that can be clear when it's in drive. I like a dog that can be turned on pretty easily. I love a dog that can be turned off easily, but it's not a super high requirement, right? You know what I'm saying? So so what I do is I do a bunch of things that will kind of show me where they're at on that, what level. Everybody ain't a 10 on everything, and I understand that. But if you consistently give me 8 and 9 and 10 here and there, I'm like, okay, because I'm a great handler, I'm gonna get you to 10 if it's possible, right? You know what I'm saying? I'll get you to 10 of those other things if it's possible. But so I do that first, and then I look to see, is what you're good at something that's useful to me, right? Because I have a dog here who is good on man, but on animals, she is a 20. She's fire. She's no joke. But if I don't need that, right? If I don't need that, then I'm not breeding her, right? If I don't need, that's not what I need out of the next generation, then I wouldn't breed her. But because I do need that, what I'll do is I'll find a dog that fits that. We'll go in that direction with her. She'll be my dogs I use for hog hunting, but still have all these other attributes. Can go to the park, can swim, can play, is good at, good nerves, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, I evaluate what the dog is, and then I evaluate if the job that the dog is good at suits what I need in my life. And if it does, then it's breed worthy. And it can, it can teach its next offspring some of this stuff.
Okay. I like that. Now, can I flip that for you? Because I like what you said, but can a dog be an outstanding worker, but still be a poor breeding prospect?
Yeah. I mean, So that, like I said, it really depends on the job.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a dog that, let's say it's a guard dog, and he's a bad boy, and but he is also maybe aggressive to his owner. He's dominant, right? He's dominant to his owner. He doesn't have enough prey drive to dispatch raccoons or something like that. So you might want that. You got a ton of raccoons, you don't have enough prey drive for that. But he'll bite a human, but he'll bite you too. But he definitely gonna keep people off your property, right? Mm-hmm. And if you have say you have 20 acres and you need people off of there, it's just you and your daughter. It depends on the job. In that case, he's doing a great job. But you probably don't want to breed those other characteristics, especially if you want to have these dogs for a long time. You're probably going to say, okay, I do need a dog who can do what he's doing, but I can touch him. You know what I'm saying? He'll dispatch a raccoon. You know what I mean? And he'll also guard. You know what I'm saying? So, a dog could be fire, a worker. A dog could be a fire hunter, but it's nervy around kids. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to breed that. You'll take him out to hunt every time because he'll catch, or he'll find something, but he ain't worthy of breeding because of all those other things. If those things matter to you, that's also the other thing. If all you're gonna do is hunt them, then because it's all subjective to every person. It's not, so people often think like it's all one size fits all. None of it's one size fits all. You know what I mean? It's all really subjective from person to person. Within like certain breeds, there's like certain standards that dogs to uphold. But in real life, it's going to be person to person. But for me, there could be a dog that's a great worker, but not necessarily breed quality.
Right. Okay. I like that, man. I really like that. Let me ask you this. What role should health testing and temperament play in preserving a working breed?
Again, for me, it's a huge role. I won't breed any of my dogs without health testing them. Just because I do, and again, I understand that they got to go out to the public, and I do want, like I said, I'm breeding so people who get them, they're gonna love this dog. By the time it leaves my house and goes to their hands, they are going to love this dog. That's kind of like what I want. So I need to know temperament. I need to know. I'll tell you I'll give you an example of why health testing is so important. I have a dog on my yard. He has one copy of the trait that would cause kidney stones, right? He is a fire dog. He is an incredible dog. So I want to line breed on him. I want to inbreed on him. But first, I want to test his daughters that I'm breeding him to, because I don't want to breed in a way that these dogs might have two copies of that for sure. It's still a chance it could happen. But if she has a copy of it too, then I might be iffy about breeding them. You know what I'm saying? I might keep those puppies instead of selling them, just to kind of test them too, to make sure they don't have two copies of it. You know what I'm saying? So things like that are important to me. I don't want to give a dog. I don't want to put that in the gene pool in the world. Here are these dogs who are inbred on this trait, and they outbreed into other dogs, and before you know it, there's 10,000 dogs with kidney stones, or you know what I mean? Like that's how that kind of stuff kind of happens. So it's super important to me. And then temperament testing, just so people know what they're getting. You know what I'm saying? I do a ton of stuff. With temperament testing, but I want people to be 100% sure what they're getting, whether for better or worse, right? If a dog heaven forbid I have a nervy puppy, but it can happen. If it's nervy, I need to be able to tell the people who are getting it, this is you need to be able to handle this. So
Right.
yeah,
Bro,
and that even goes for if I'm gonna get a dog from somebody. These are I need to know that you've looked at this dog the same way I would look at my dog, or I'm not even getting a dog from somebody.
right. Bro, I gotta say, man, like all these questions, man. Like if I was a teacher, bro, you got an A+, man.
Right on, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Right on,
like
bro.
you got an A+, bro. I mean, the way
Right on, bro.
you breaking it down, bro, is just you're a true dog, man, bro. And
Right on, bro.
you know
Right
what I'm
on.
saying? I got nothing but respect for you, bro. Like I told you before, and your program, and just
Right on, bro.
having that love for the dog and that health and wanting to make them better, not just wanting to breed them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gonna stand out to a lot of people, bro. And that's why you here. That's why you've been doing it for how long you been doing this for, bro?
So I'll be 45 this year. I had my first litter that was just mine when I was 15. So 30 years almost. And yeah, I mean, and then I started training full time at 16. So long time, bro. Like damn near 30 years. Yeah, damn near 30 years. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With you being, such a student and being around dogs for 30 years plus, man, is it any legendary breeders that you looked up to when you was a kid, when you was 15?
So no, not really, bro. That's the thing about it, that you know what I'm saying, that I never had like a mentor or or anything like that. I just kind of this was just in me, bro. God, this is something that God did. You know what I mean? And I looked at other breeders. So I did have like my next door neighbor was a breeder. He bred some kind of hounds, and I did learn. Like I learned that I was able to deliver puppies early. I learned that I wasn't wheezy or queasy, or I learned that I understood that this was part of it when I was probably somewhere around 9, right? You know what I'm saying? Somewhere early, I learned, I can handle this. Most people can't. But aside from that, once I kind of like got into it and I learned what I was doing, I really looked at other people like competition at that time when I was younger, right? You know what I mean? Like, and not necessarily in like a negative way. I was like, oh, if he can do that, you know what I'm saying? Like if they can get that out of that, then I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And it started with purebreds, but yeah, no, I didn't really, I can't say there was a one breeder that I really looked up to. You know what I'm saying? There was like certain style of dogs, American bulldogs, were probably the thing that I look towards the most and those breeders. But even then, when I would like hear stories about him and shit like that, I would just kind of took it in as inventory, like, oh yeah, I'm coming. I mean, it wasn't until like I mature or like later when I was able to like really start to look at people and appreciate them. Now I look at breeders and be like, okay, I know what it took for him to get there. You know what I'm saying? I know what it took for him to get there now. You know what I'm saying? But coming up, nah, man, I looked at everybody like competition, and I didn't really pay attention to what they were doing. I just kind of, was going my own way at that time.
I do. I like that, man. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's kind of talk what you do have. I took a couple screenshots of some dogs that caught my eyes on your page, and I would love for you to, talk. So who's this beautiful dog right here that I have on the screen?
That's Hubble. She is I call her Bubba. So earlier today, so on Man, she's pretty good, right? If you come up to me and we outside and you tripping, she gonna bite you. You know what I'm saying? She gonna bite you. She gonna hold on. She gonna, you know what I'm saying? She gonna fight and all that kind of stuff. But if you down the street and I tell her to go get you, she probably ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? She probably just gonna growl and bark at you. You know what I'm saying? But if you come too close and you tripping, but on hogs, on raccoons, on anything that come in my yard, an assassin. She is no joke, bro. She is no joke. So that is my hunter right there. That's all I call her, my hunter. She is no joke, bro. That's my girl. Yeah, that's my girl.
I like her a lot, man. So what's her genetic makeup?
So she is her father is an American Bulldog bred to a bull herder. Her mother is also American Bulldog, Belgian Malinois, and Pit Bull, just bred differently. It's so her mom, her grandma on her mom's side is American Bulldog, Belgian Malinois, and her grandpa on their side is Pit Bull, Belgian Malinois. So both sides are basically American Bulldog, Pit Bull, Belgian Malinois, just different percentages on each side. So that's basically what she is. She's American Bulldog, Pit Bull, Belgian Malinois. Okay.
I really liked these puppies right here, man.
Oh yeah, man, they are turning out crazy too, bro. Oh my God, they're turning out so good, bro. Man, I got the male from that litter. Sheesh, he gonna be the male from that litter might be a legend by the time he done, bro. He is nice. He's nice, Word. Bro.
I mean, is that the male right there that's directly in the front?
I can't tell. Okay. But yeah, man, and the females are fire too, bro. The females are fire too. They crazy. They are crazy too, bro. They are everything I wanted from that litter, man. They are super nice. That's an inbred litter. I bred my American Bulldog Mal, my American Bulldog bull herder, back to his mom, who's a bull herder.
Okay. Man. So that's what I was going to ask you, because I see you said 40% Mal, 40% American Pit Bull Terrier, and 20% American Bulldog. So what made you want to come with that cross and that mix of dogs? Like, what made you want to do that?
So I needed a more dog that was more suspicious of people when I bred my Pit Bull to that Mal. And then I knew I was like, I want to add some size. You know what I'm saying? I had bred her once to a dog, another bull herder that I owned, and those puppies were fire. But they were just kind of light. They were tall, they had size, but they were kind of light still. They were damn near like greyhounds as far as like the frame went. But they get busy. But I knew I wanted something a little heavier, a little bit more size. And so I started looking probably like 6 months out. I had about 20 dogs on the list. I started to go see them and kind of put together what they might do with her. And I found an American Bulldog that was and I knew that if I didn't use that dog, like it's one of them kind of American Bulldogs you don't see that often no more. You know what I'm saying? He was on a farm. And that's what made me go with that mix. It wasn't, I didn't look for a particular mix. I was looking for a particular dog. And I landed on that American Bulldog, and that first litter between him and Moon is fire, bro. It's crazy.
That's what I wanted to ask you, bro. What does each breed that's in that dog contribute, in that litter? What's some of the things that you was just like, man, I see that's that Mile, that's that Bulldog, like that's that Pit. What you see in that litter, man?
So a lot of them kind of react like a bulldog, right? So when we doing certain things where like a Mal is kind of mouthy, right? You can get it to regrip. You can teach it to regrip a lot easier. You can get it to bite anything a lot faster. You just wiggle it, you know what I mean? But my dogs, they have that they react fast like a Mal. They're high energy like a Mal. They have that, but they're kind of driven like a bulldog, where the reward, whatever the reward is for the game you're trying to play, needs to be high, right? It needs to be high reward for them. So there has to be a bite at the end for both of them, for Major or Hubble. I mean, for Major and Lobo, or they're not playing the game. You're trying to play some other game that don't require a bite. They're like, no, we ain't playing that with you. But so yeah, the bulldog and the bulldog, for people who have them, they know once the mouth is on it, they don't care if it's just 2 teeth. They ain't opening their mouth again. You know what I'm saying? And so trying to teach them bite work mechanics. You know what I'm saying? That bulldog shows up all the time. And then the pit bull just kind of added to the drive. My pit bulls were just the dogs that I had. I kept breeding. I like dogs that are easily trainable. That's another thing I consider how I like to train when I breed dogs. Right, whatever your training style is, it's probably best to train to breed dogs that are conducive to your training style if you're going to keep them. So my pit bulls were super smart dogs. I like dogs that I can communicate with, and so they get a lot of that from my pit bulls, but they get that from the Mal too, and then they get that bulldog reaction from the bulldogs. They also got big bones. You know what I'm saying? They got you know what I'm saying. So they got he threw all that kind of stuff too. My dogs, they don't really have like herder heads.
No,
like most
not
bull
at
herders
all.
would. Yeah.
It's more bulldog. Like it's more bulldog.
Yeah.
Yep. So let me ask you this question. So if you remove one of those breeds from the equation of that litter, what would you lose? Would you lose drive, or would you lose? What would you lose?
I'd say so. The American Bulldog I use, what I see from my dogs is they are tough. They are super tough. And I think when I see other bull herders like out in the world, they're fire, but they're not tough like my dogs are tough. You know what I'm saying? They're not tough like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are. I'm not saying all of them aren't, but my dogs are rugged. They are tough. So I know if I took that American Bulldog out, and I know that Moon, my bull herder, she was fire. She gets busy, high pain tolerance, but not like the dogs after the American Bulldog came in there. So I would lose some of that. And it's a little easier to back Moon up. Once I added that American Bulldog, none of them dogs was backing up. From the best one in the litter to the least one in the litter, they not backing up. You know what I'm saying? That ain't happening. So so I think I would lose that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So how many generations are you planning with that bloodline that you got right there?
I don't know, man. I mean, until I'm gonna do it until I can't do it no more. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it till I can't do it no more. Because I even though like I said, I love my dogs individually, but I do like what I'm doing. I like what I do with them. It's cool. I have a gift. It's like Johnny Gill not singing. You know what I'm saying? Like why would he? You know what I'm saying? Like why would I ever stop? You know what I mean? I got a gift. So I got a plan, and I guess until I don't know, man. I don't know why I would ever stop, bro. I don't know why I would ever stop.
so how important is that genetic consistency with any dog that you have on your yard or litters that you have on your yard? How important is that genetic consistency before you consider it to be, established? Like, because you might do a breeding, and though you might like a litter, man, you evaluate it, you might have even tested it, but you might say something missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like them, but I could have a little bit more of something. So how do you consider it established?
So this is the thing, bro. To keep it real, you are always going to say something's missing. Like I could tell you that there's a day that comes, or a generation that comes, or a thing that you see. I don't think it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like every time I got some, if you were to, on the outside, if you were to look at some of my dogs, everything about them, you might say, well, how can that be improved? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I say that with all humility, but I got some fire dogs, you know what I'm saying? As far as like the work that I need them to do, you know what I mean? But still, I mean, I got things in my mind that's gonna take me 10 years to get to. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta breed and wait till the dogs to grow. I gotta evaluate them. I gotta then find a dog to breed. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm still probably 40 years away, and that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So, But yeah, I mean, if you just trying to get to doing the best thing you can every time, then there'll always be a there'll always be a next thing you got to do. Always.
Okay. I like that. We got Yellow One on the panel now. We got Nell Mac on the panel. My brother's Kendall, and we still got Rogue.
What's going on, Rogue?
What's happening? I can't see the chat, or who I can see who on the panel, though. I can't see the chat.
What's going on, Rogue?
But I saw New was in here. New, what's happening? Dallas, what's happening? I saw those two. Gorilla Max too. I saw them too.
Can you hear me, Duro?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rogue. Can you hear Yellow?
I can't hear Yellow now.
Oh,
I can Yellow. I can hear you.
There you go.
I can hear.
Oh, okay. I can hear. Oh, okay. I can hear my brother's Kennels. I can't. Now, who is that? Who is that?
Yeah,
that's my brother. Say it again, Yellow.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Rogue?
I can't hear Nail, Mac, or Yellow.
Oh.
Mac and Yellow, go out and come back in for me.
Okay, all right.
Bet. I like this question right here, but I wanted to ask this question to my brother's kennel, you Rogue and Yellow One, on the panel. It's one of those things where it's right up you guys' alley, and I wanted to ask it as a collaboration type of question for everybody. Though it's your interview, bro. Who was that? Somebody just came in. Okay, Yellow. Yellow.
What's going on? Can you hear me, that Rogue?
I can't hear Yellow. Can y'all hear him?
You still can't hear him?
Nah, I can't hear him. Nah. Want me to go out and come back in?
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, I'm taking the dogs out.
It's all good, Mac Attack. What up, boy?
You heard me?
Yeah, I heard you. Who that right there? Cool or Lily girl? Let me see, man. We just waiting on Rogue, y'all. Hey, chat, people that's here, can y'all hear Yellow? My brother's Kendall, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm feeding these dogs.
You hear me? You hear me, Duro?
I can hear you, bro. Yeah.
You hear me, Rogue?
Rogue left.
I can hear
Rogue
you.
had the,
What's
Rogue
up, y'all?
What up, my brother? What up, BJ?
I don't know what happened to the audio. Matt got the dogs out today. Okay, so the chat can hear everybody, huh? All right. All right, they go roll right there. All right, Rogue is back.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, Rogue.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear everybody now. I can hear Yellow now. What's happening?
Okay. All right. So with your program, is having your dog look a certain way, like a uniform way, is that important to you?
It was at one time. It ain't now. You know what I'm saying? There is, like I said, there's certain things that I want. I want a good amount of leg length, and I want a good amount of muzzle too. You know what I'm saying? But like an overall uniform look, no. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not super important to me. I know, like I said, form follows function. So I know I need leg length because I'm outside all the time. I know I need a lot of mouth because they're gonna bite. You know what I'm saying? So, but aside from that, but I will say this: there are certain things that I don't want, to keep it real. If I'm keeping it 100% non-political, I don't want a white dog And I don't really care for like brindle either. You know what I'm saying? I still want something. I still like black dogs or brown dogs. You know what I'm saying? But if I get brindle, I'm okay with that. But if I get a white dog, I probably ain't gonna keep it. It definitely won't be bred.
I'll be back. I gotta drop out.
All right.
Yeah, so you don't like white dogs, huh?
What? Yeah.
Nah,
What's particular about the white dog?
It's just eventually it's just gonna lead to
Health issues.
to hearing loss and you know what I mean, like stuff like that. Eventually, it's like for me. It's just like it's playing too dangerously for like how I like to breed. If I want to line breed and inbreed the way I do, I don't be wanting to inbreed on that lack of melanin. You know what I mean? Especially when you start to get into like red noses and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. It's like I just don't want to play on that. You know what I'm saying? I know I can get far away from that with solid color dogs.
Mm.
I like the way you stand on that. That's cool.
Right on, bro. Yeah, if I get a dog and they got too much white on the face, yeah, no, it's out. It's out. Because I know that's just gonna spread as they get old. You know what I'm saying? Like as you breed, the next generation gonna have more. Before you know it, you got a white head. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, and,
Okay. So let me ask you this question, man. At what age, by you having a different program than a lot of people, at what age do you evaluate your puppies to start to say like, okay, now, like I'm sure they already come out active, just how you know they're bred, but how do you evaluate them? You know what I mean?
So if I'm evaluating them just as overall dogs and not for like who I'm keeping, I just kind of like I monitor them every day from like day 2 on. Like once like day 2 on, you can start to see certain things. So I will go in there and I'll watch and see how active they are when they're not feeding, how they have to respond to like handling after a certain amount of time. I'll give them some scents, some stuff to smell, and then from there, just everything, like every step of progression. Their eyes open, and once they can see, you know what I'm saying. Like even before they can see, you can see like certain habits. Who's the bully? Who's moving people out the way constantly? Who ain't gonna get moved and who just moves. You can kind of see that stuff kind of early. You know what I mean? And then as they, like I said, their eyes open, they start to get personalities. Then I'll start to play with them as much as I can to see like who I don't really. So the first time don't count for much, but the second time, let's see how they respond to this now. They've seen it before, you know what I'm saying? They've seen the surface, they've seen the movement, who's starting to track it, who's starting to kind of engage with it and all that kind of stuff. I'll do all that kind of stuff. And then I just kind of progress every single time from there on out. I'll then take them out in public, not to be touched, but just kind of like let them see the world, see how they feel about it. Because sometimes you might get a puppy that's kind of, you'll see them, like I pull a wagon. If I see you in the back of that wagon kind of kneel down because you're nervous because there's cars going by and stuff like that, that's cool the first time. But on the third walk, you should be better, right? In my mind, how I'm evaluating puppies, and who is better will kind of move up the ranks in my mind. Who isn't better, I gotta keep that inventory, keep that in my mind. I gotta see how bad that gets so I can fix it, and you know what I mean. So, but I mean, it's step by step from birth up until they leave my yard, and end up until like 2 years old before they can actually do whatever work I need them to do. It's kind of when they start to get us even more of an evaluation, really. But yeah, man, to answer your question, I start as soon as possible.
Okay.
As soon as I can. Yeah.
Okay. I like that, man. I definitely do.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, man. Go ahead.
I can't hear Duro on nobody. Maybe I need to come out.
No,
he
I
said
said
go
sure.
ahead. He said go ahead. Yeah, he said go ahead. Can you hear him?
I'm gonna ask a question, then I'm gonna come back out and come back in. So have you ever experienced spending a lot of time, energy on that puppy stage, and the dog still didn't. I mean, he showed all the right signs, but then as he got older, he changed. And have you ever seen a dog that showed all the wrong signs, but then when it got older, changed into what you wanted it to be?
Sorta. I think both of those things are where like handling comes into play. Um, I've had dogs that show all the great signs, and then because of bad handling on my part, it go a different direction. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get it back. And then I have seen dogs that seem to show all the wrong signs get into the right hands, and they turn it on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I I've seen it. As a handler now, it don't happen that much because I know what mistakes to not make. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and coming up and like being a dog man, hell yeah, I've had a bunch of dogs that that started out great and then I messed them up. So yeah.
Good question though, Matt. I know you said you can't hear me. Yeah, but that was a really good question.
Yeah, that was a good question. Yeah.
What I was gonna ask you, man. Oh, some people, I see this all the time, with different bull herding or different mixed breed kennels that I follow. Some people hear mixed breeds or see mixed breed, and they assume that there's no purpose for the dog. They assume that you just breeding just to breed. So, what would you say to those critics, Ben, as though that you've been successful, breeding different breeds, mixing different breeds?
When I hear something like that, it kind of tells me like, what I'm saying, where they are as far as maturity and understanding dogs. So, I mean, usually I don't really have much conversation for them at this point because, like you said, I have been successful doing it. You know what I mean? I've been successful doing it. I don't got much to say to them at this point. You know what I mean? Because if you come look at the dogs, then it'll change your mind. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I mean, for people who do want to have like a educated conversation when that topic is brought up, that's what I would say. Go look at the dogs. You know what I'm saying? If you think that that's an inferior dog because it's mixed breed, then go. That's easy. We can dispel that right now. I can just pull them out, and we can do whatever you want to do to. You know what I mean? I could show you. I could show you productions off of this dog, and they're exactly everything I thought they would be. I could show you the dog working. You know what I mean? I could show you the dog as a pet. You know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. That's how you win that argument is. And that's how you win most arguments. You know what I'm saying? As far as dogs goes, let's just bring the dogs outside. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So,
so you got some really, really nice dogs, man. Who is this beautiful specimen right here, man?
That's Major, man. That's a bad boy, bro. That's a bad boy, man. He is a shark, bro. He don't like nothing, nobody, bro. He is mean, bro. He mean, he mad. Man, that's my boy, man. That is my boy. That's my dog. That is the brother to the dog we looked at earlier. Mm-hmm. That is my boy, man. That's a special dog, bro. He's special.
Yeah, I can tell, bro. Like, I got a certain look of a dog that I like, bro, that I could tell where, like if I was, like, for instance, like if I was picking one of these puppies right here, man, that puppy that's in the front, he's just talking to me, man. Like that's one that I would be like, Rogue, let me get that right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I just got like a gift when I see dogs, bro. That's why I just picked certain ones that caught my eye that I was just like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
That's Major. Yeah, that is bad boy.
So what's his genetic makeup?
He's the same as that. His sister, the same. He's about it's damn near 33, damn near American Bulldog, Pit Bull, Belgian Malinois.
Okay.
Yeah, same. But again, that is a bad boy. I want to so Major I envision being my going from here, being like the foundation of Rogue Wolf dogs. His dad his dad was my plan for that. But when Major came along, I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to sell these dogs. I'm just trying to have some super civil but super fun dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's much more civil than his dad. His dad is civil. His dad don't play, but Major is much more civil. And even though I know most people can't handle that, I like that. That. You know what I mean? So I'm like, he will be the foundation of my Royal Wolf dogs going forward, because I just want to keep them civil, but also, like I said, be fun, walk that thin line of being able to have a fun dog and an intelligent dog too. You know what I'm saying? So
yes. Yeah.
I
really like that right there, man. I mean, to me, that just looked like American Pit Bull Terrier, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to see him in person though. He taller, and when he turn on, bro, sheesh, man, bro, he is something. I really do like. Again, like just looking at him, bro. I feel blessed to be able to handle this dog. You know what I'm saying? I feel blessed that the dog respects me enough to like he don't. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't look at me like. They look at me like they might as well be chipmunks when I come outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, but on anybody else, they get so busy, and it's just a blessing to be able to like enjoy them that way, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
Yeah, that's my dog though, right there. That's my boy.
For sure. So, what would you rather produce, man? One legendary producer or 10 great individual dogs?
I mean, I think the legendary producer, because you don't get those 10 great. I don't know. I mean, 10 great individuals. Oh, that's a good question, man. Sheesh. Sheesh. I think like the wild man in me probably this might be the unpopular opinion to this question, but the wild, like the Tarzan in me probably would say 10 individuals. You know what I'm saying? I like being with my dogs. I when you say that, I see me with 10 badass dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So I think I would enjoy that a little bit more, but to have just one a super producer, I think that's pretty dope too.
I like that, man. I think a lot of the things that you're saying, man, I feel the same exact way. So it's like, for me, like I'm listening to you and I'm like, I feel the same exact way, man.
Right on, bro.
This has been a great interview, man, and I thank you for your time, brother.
Yeah, man, right on, no problem. Anytime, man. I can talk dogs. I could talk dogs anytime, all day, bro.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like no nonsense or no, just straight dogs, right. Just straight dog talk, just straight dogs, off bro. Your yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know nothing but dogs, bro. That's all I know, bro.
And that's how we gotta keep it, brother. Yeah. That's how we gotta keep it. We gotta keep it about them dogs, man. But I see you doing your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm really, happy to have a brother, that's a dog man, the way you're a dog man, bro. You know what I mean? And
right on, bro.
We salute you, man. My brothers Kendall, Yeller, you're already familiar with all of us. You know what I mean? Nell Mac.
Yeah, right on,
bro. We all watching you, see you doing your thing, and we appreciate you, man.
Right on, bro. Right on.
Right on, bro. For sure.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So I hope this is one of your best interviews, man. I try my best to I try to make it fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, this was fun, man. Yeah, this was super fun, man. This was fun. I had fun. Yeah, we definitely got to do this again, man. This was super fun.
Yeah, we sure will, bro. We definitely will do it again. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have more questions, but we had an hour. And you know what I'm saying? We getting old over here, so you know what I mean.
I feel that. Yeah, I got a newborn in the crib, so I know my wife like come on in this house. You know what I'm saying? I got a newborn,
exactly.
so I'm gonna get it. But I appreciate all of y'all, man. Let's do this again sometime, man. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Thanks, man.
No doubt, bro. Thanks for coming to Duro Lounge, man.
No doubt.
For sure.
We appreciate you for stopping by, coming through.
Yes, sir.
Right on, my dog. Right on.
Oh, one more thing. Earlier, I just want to know. You said you don't like brindle dogs. Why? Oh, I think he gone. He got up out of here.
We're gonna say that one for the next one. Hey, Ro, don't even answer that in the comments, man. We're gonna say that for part 2, bro. Because I wanted to hear that answer, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that came, man. Shout out to everybody that came to the chat to see the good brother, man. Big Biz, Abla Bang Bang, Della's World, Ja Yard.
What up, Ja?
Ja Yard was up in the building. Gorilla Back, Sosa's Den, Nelly Nell Mac, Della's World, Tony. Who else, man? New Dog, man. Asiatic. Who else, man? Shout out. New Dog, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that came in to the show, man, to come to represent and listen to the good brother's knowledge, man. That brother is very knowledgeable. And like I said in the comments when I posted, I said he's a very good dog man. You know what I'm saying? And so we all strive over here to be good dog men. As we got Yellow One on the panel. We got my brother Skinner on the panel. We got Nell Mac on the panel. And, myself. So we all strive to be good dog men. And, you know what I'm saying? So Rogue is that too, man. Very knowledgeable. And, he stay in his lane. And I like that, man. I like that. That's very honorable as a dog man, as a brother. You know what I'm saying? So thanks to everybody that came out to the show, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. You know what I mean? It's really cool interview, right, Della's World? I know you was going to enjoy this one, man, for sure. Thank you for always coming, bro. Gorilla's back. Everybody, man. Everybody that come, man, thank you. Yeah, that let me know that y'all look forward to these Wednesdays, man, that we up here. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, bro, that we do it. But I try not to make these things too long no more. You know what I'm saying? We try to get up out of here right. So, Ben, as though that was a good episode, man. And that was a good interview. I know I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Let's walk it out, man. You know what I'm saying? We deserve it, right?
Walk it.
It's one of those things. Every time we walk it out, that means it's a successful show. You know what I mean? We're going to walk it out one more time, man. Let's walk it out one more time. Here we go. Hey. Hey, man, that's just one of those things. You see how we did that thing right there? That's just, that's how we do it. You know what I mean? That's how we do it. So I just want to say, everybody, thanks again one more time, man, for coming out. I appreciate you. And we will see y'all next week. Y'all know my slogan, man. Rest in peace, Dice. Ain't nothing nice. You only get one, so make sure you enjoy this life. One love, one dog, one bone. Easy.
Later.